I have a student that keeps bending random notes, and I'm actually very glad to see that. And so, of course, I'm going to channel that into something a little more musical, because he'll hit like a C chord and then kind of yank the strings over and make them sharp. I'm like, okay, far out, but let's try not to do that until it's time. And I said, if you follow along with these steps, I'll show you how to bend. So last week, the previous lesson before I saw him last night, I had him do the E scale like this. I told him to memorize it, and he was pretty close. He kept hitting the 9th fret, which I'm like, nope. 9th fret is a C sharp. That's just not going to sound right. So those notes are E, G, A. I'm going to call it B flat, B, D, E for an E blues scale. Or the 8th fret. He might have hit the 8th and the 9th frets. That's honest mistake. That's how I learned. Mistakes are not bad. But I'm just trying to get him, because he's kind of, I think he's got a lot of potential, like extra. I think he's really going to be a guitar player. So I kind of want to get him there quickly, but not too fast. You can't skip the mistakes. And then I had him do it on the 6th string. Same pattern of notes, E, G, A, B flat, B, D, E. Just avoid the 8th and 9th frets, the C and the C sharp for now. All right. So I said, good, you did that. Now play it here like this. Wrote it out for him, and he played it. E blues scale in the open position. First 3 frets, he did very well. Used the correct fingers. I like seeing that. Then, next step, bring it up here. Is this familiar? Up at the 12th fret, 12 and 15, there's a couple of 14s in there and a 13. So that pattern I've talked about on this channel quite a bit. Let me just say the notes. G, E, D, B, B flat, A, G. Then you got your E, D, B, B flat, A. I always like to mention 3 fingers right there work pretty well. Then you got your G, E. And he did that. I said, all right, are you ready to bend a string? And he said, yes, I think I am. Something to that effect. So the phrase we wrote out is something we've covered on this channel many times. This phrase. And add that D in there for extra depth. So that's E, G, A. Bend that A up to a B, and then kind of reverse it with a D, E at the end. All right, so that I'm up at the 14th fret there with my ring finger. That's where you start. So start on an E, and he did very well. And then he flipped his paper over and he just played it by memory. I'm like, okay, now we're communicating. It was great. All right, so the next thing I'm going to have him do is, well, the lesson I hope he learns is when you're playing in the key of E as far as the blues scale, the first bend I want him to learn is the bending the A note up a whole step. I was just thinking about another guy yesterday that bent a note like 2 whole steps. It was like impressive, but that was that was a little overkill. But okay, that was not this guy. All right. So the next thing I'm going to have him do is find all the E notes and replicate that phrase all over the neck. Of course, I can't help but demonstrate it right now. Here's one way. I'll just show you all the ones I can find. So it's going to be E, G, A, bend, let it down. Back to A, then G, E. Start there, and then you can move to the first string. Remember, we're going to start on E, go to G, find the A, bend the A, let it down, and back to G to E. Let me do it again. I'm sorry, I do the same thing over and over, but this is... I don't really hear my students come in and just play it like I'm saying. You got to play it all over the neck. So next step. Based off that E. Then what? How about this? 7th fret, 5th string. We'll get you started. 2nd string, 5th fret. You can kind of expand on it. 3rd string, 9th fret. This one's going to look a little different. So it's going to be E, G, A, 9th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret, because the strings are tuned differently than the others. Those are tuned in thirds, the others are tuned in fourths, so the shape is different. So that is an improvement for my student from hitting a C chord and bending the notes. All right. Then up here, how about this? Or this is the one we started on. And this. Or here. How about this spot? That's why I'm always harping on people to learn your notes so we can communicate and you can find these things. And I always call it expanding the idea. So discovering things, stumbling onto things, exploring the neck, having fun, just getting lost in the guitar. Let's see, what else? How about this? Or here. Yeah, so I'm using the Surfy Fuzz set to the Japan setting. Yeah, kind of cool. If I played it clean, these still sound pretty good. Let's see. More clean. Oops, I fell off the edge of the world. So, yeah, with bends, if you're not intentional with it, it's just asking for trouble. And my student is joining jazz band, which I don't think he's quite ready for it. He admitted it last night, but I was trying to really cram him, push him forward fast, get him ready. So we're doing sight reading, chords, rock songs, scales. Pretty great, man. I'm pretty proud of this guy. He's really stepped it up. But I want all my students to do well, and I don't think this is too much to ask of any guitar player to learn your notes on the neck and play a simple blues phrase. So, yeah, lead guitar is really fun. I recommend playing the electric guitar if you can. Acoustic is good for strumming and all that's great. Totally into acoustic. But get yourself like a Strat or a Mustang or a Telecaster. Try a Les Paul or a SG. Whatever speaks to you. Like if you like Black Sabbath, you might want to get a SG. If you like Nirvana, you might want a Mustang or a Jaguar. If you like Jimi Hendrix, get a Strat, or David Gilmour. If you like Brian Setzer, check out some Gretsch guitars, but those can be pretty tweaky. I mean, they kind of range in playability from, I'm just saying they're hit and miss. They can be really good. If you like Led Zeppelin and Kiss, get a Les Paul. Epiphone can be okay. The Chinese Gibson counterfeit guitars, really not my thing, but some people really like them. I don't think they play very well, but if you want to invest a whole bunch of time and money into making them play mediocre, it could be okay. Be very cautious. That's my opinion. What else? Anyway, get an electric guitar. For Pete's sake, what are you doing? Yeah, keep your acoustic. When you get sick of electric, jump over to your acoustic. You'll feel great. But man, to really play the neck, look at this thing. It's great. Little tiny neck, easy access, cutaway, thin strings, fuzz pedals, reverb, delay. Go way up here and shred. Plus you can play it very quietly. This is me practicing at night. Right next to my wife while she's sleeping. No, very low noise. All right, that's what I think. So, learn that little basic phrase if you want. That would be the first bend. I have a second bend in mind for him. If he can learn this, I don't want to rush him. I shouldn't push him too fast through this because it's getting a little heavy in there. I mean, I'm really giving him a lot of material, so I got to kind of slow it down. All right, that's it. So thanks. Hey, if you want, I do have a few of these shirts available. The fabulous pinstripe flames spark plug silver flame Lust for Rust shirt. It's a pretty good design by my good friend Sam Gambino. We have a few of these. They're $20. Let me know if you're interested. Thank you.